Come on in here, everybody. Let's get into this week's episode of Love After Lockup, Season 7, Episode 17. The Math Ain't Mathin'. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, to my Kirsten and Brady. All in all, who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie advice. It's time for auntie advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for auntie advice. Happy Sunday, everybody. I am so sorry I'm late. I got so much content that I got to do till it is like, woo! Okay, it is out of this world. I'm hoping that everybody is having a great day today. Yes, my camera and my equipment is still grainy and I don't know what's going on, but we're going to get on with the get on. I've been sitting up here trying to troubleshoot, knowing I don't have no type of computer skills, okay? But I've been trying to troubleshoot and I can't fix it. So y'all gonna just have to take me the way that I am, okay? Y'all gonna have to take me the way that I am. Hi, everybody downtown in the chat. Hey, boo boo, I want to make sure I highlight the members of Auntie's Advice. Yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, of course, y'all know that every week I always poll y'all on what y'all thought of this episode, what y'all scored from a 5-star to a 1-star. No, a 5-star to a 2, because we don't go all the way down to 2. Okay, so get ready for that. Hey, baby Philly Fox, welcome in, boo. And so we're going to get into this episode as we get into it. Let me bring these couples up and see which one I want to do first. And y'all remember, next week is the last week. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my summer. I guess I'll find something to talk to y'all about. Yeah, I will. Okay, so the first couple that I want to talk about is Charlie and Hillary. So, of course, it is time for Hillary to bring her butt on home. And Charlie is excited. He is the sexiest man on earth, honey. And he is doing the most with the least. He is kind of concerned about the relationship between him and Hillary because he, don't have any money and stuff like that. But he feels like his beauty, his swag, and his dark eyeliner works for him. Okay, hey girls, what's the tea? Okay, hey Ray Della. So, he is, just doing the most with the least. And so he is prepared all these clothes for her. He goes down to the jail for her. She has a whole crew. Now, I could tell that this was like a little small jail because, honey, they was like, you ready? They had her going in the bathroom. They was like, this a big deal. We on WIC TV. And they had her go in the bathroom and she came out. They had a little ceremony where they put the orange uniform downtown in the bag and everything. They got all the girls, okay, standing outside. And it's a big deal downtown to this jail, honey. You can tell they ain't seen no action since action saw them. And they are very, 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 okay, happy about this event. So he is standing outside of the gate. He got his little fur coat on. Honey don't light a match near, but he got his little fur coat on, everything. He just doing it big and he just ready to impress. He ready to dress to impress. And so the girls are, excited and they cheering and all of that kind of stuff. And, meantime, in the between time, she kind of like, I don't know what the boop I'm doing. So she, comes on out and everything. And he gives her, shows her little silver Saturday night fever. You know how to do it. Okay, he got that little dress for back in the 70s. That thing looked like some tinfoil. He got some boots for her. He want to put the boots on and everything. He gets her a little white little fur jacket, and she just walking the beat, honey. She just, walking up and down and showing herself, to the world and to all of the girls, and they just cheering for her, right? And so, she's excited and she happy to, go out with her man. She can't believe that she's out of jail. Again, she talks about how the two of them was working with each other, and they got caught, and then, child, it just was a whole bunch of stuff going on. So he takes her down to the restaurant where they're going to be eating at, and he immediately tells them he got a coupon. He tells them that he got a freaking coupon. So, they ordering their food and all of that. And so, he wants her to try put this dress on. So she goes into the restroom and everything to put the dress on. And honey, she has to dip out on the side, and she is bumming a cigarette. She said she had a cigarette, honey, in 3 years, and she's got to go get her a little good old cigarette. So, she runs and gets this, talking up to people. Excuse me, you got a cigarette? Yeah, okay, you got a cigarette. Excuse me, I'm looking for a cigarette. You got a cigarette? So one guy comes up with the cigarette. You got a light? Okay, do you want me to smoke it too? Okay, so anyway. So she gets her little cigarette, and she said that, he told her that he didn't want her smoking cigarettes and that this was against his religion. What religion is this? But anyway, I digress. And so, she has her little cigarette and everything. And then she comes back in. He's mad. He is irritated that it took her that long to go and get a dress. This man is extremely controlling. And he look a hot mess. When he sat there in that car and refreshing his eyeliner, I don't know if he needs to get another brand or what it is, but the stuff is melting up underneath his eyes. It's not staying where it needs to. See, y'all see that glitching going on? I'm gonna have to fix this. But it's just weird AF. I really don't like him. To be honest with y'all, because I think he's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I think that he wants things to go his way. He's saying that he want her free. She can have her freedom for a little bit. But basically, freedom is going to cost her being in this relationship with him. And I don't know if she's had a discussion with him about the fool la la, but honey, ain't no way in the world that she's going to stay in this relationship with him. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. So the next couple that I want to talk about, okay, why is my computer doing it? There's something going on. Is Rich and Felicia. Felicia full of bullshit. She doing this to make her storyline punch. Felicia ain't got nothing going on. And I hate to say it. And I know y'all probably going to be shocked downtown in the comment section. But I'm on Rich's side. I am absolutely, unbelievably on Rich's side. Because it's one thing when you don't know. But it's another thing when somebody open their mouth and tell you why their behavior has been weird. So I paid attention to her this week, her and her family. So, of course, last time that we saw Rich was at her family's function. Okay? She kept asking about the divorce, whether or not he had divorce papers. She got everybody involved. And so he gets so mad that he runs off. So this week we see him getting to the house and the sister meeting up with him. And she's like, "What's going on, boo?" So he's like, basically, I was coming back from my trip with the girls. Okay, hold on, y'all. I had one of those smart eco systems, right, for my heating and air. I mean, the thermostat do everything but feed you. But Democrat decided that today he was going to turn my daggone air down to 74. And I'm wondering why I'm hot up in this. Why the house is hot. Now I got an extension on the back of my home, right? And that has its own heating system and I control it. It ain't got it got the fizzles and the dizzles on it, right? But it ain't got the finagle on it. That mofo stay cool. So the bottom level of the house is cool. I came up here, I was like, why is it hot up here? That's probably why my computer malfunctioning. They done turned the daggone air to 74. No, I needed 70 in here because this upstairs, right? It's about, do you want to, are you sure you want to turn this on? Because we did this so you can save money. Bitch, I didn't ask you to worry about my wallet. Long as you get paid every month, what the do you care how much kilowatts I burn or not? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like, no. So now I'm sitting up here having to cut open the vent, close the vent, because I'm trying to make up for lost time up in there. Hotter than the 4th of July. So anyway, he sits down with the sister. He tells the sister that he was driving while dirty, right? He had some marijuana in the car. And they locked him up. And so, she was like, what? And so, that cost him what, 6, 7 days. I think he said he was incarcerated for marijuana. Now I don't know how much he had on him, but I know having it here, you're not getting locked up for it, I guess, unless you're a dealer. You got like a dealer quantity. I don't know how much he had, but anyway, he got locked up and he's just getting out. And so, he starts talking to the sister about what's been going on with Felicia, and that Felicia has been, harassing him, about something she already knows. So I was like, wait a minute, what? So of course, me having to come out here and talk to y'all about it, I rewind it over and over and play it over and over and stuff. So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, what's going on? So he says that while he was dating Felicia in jail, while he was going through the divorce. He said she knew about the divorce. She knew what he was going through. She knew the his uprising and his downsetting. She knew everything. He said so that's why he has been kirking out, because she been basically playing this game and trying to make it something that it's not. He said she was supporting him and everything, and then she gets around his family and acts as if this is some deep, dark secret that he has been hiding. And so the sister was like, sometimes he's evasive, right? But shoot, it depends on who talking and who asking on whether or not I'm going to be evasive. Come on, let's just be honest and tell the truth up at Auntie's house. So he's mad about that. So the sister was like, do you got the divorce papers? He was like, yeah, I got the divorce papers. He said they probably somewhere in his house because, he said he was moving and stuff like that. And then I was looking in the house and I was seeing like female stuff in there. And I was like, okay, so he's living with somebody. Because when you walk into a house that has been curated and decorated by a woman, and that house got somebody in there. I don't know if it's his mama and daddy. I don't know if he lived with his aunt, uncle. I don't know if he renting a room in a couple's house or something. But yeah, something going down with that. But anyway, I digress. Let me get the boop off of that. So then, he starts, so he was basically like, she walked through this whole thing with me. She know all about it. He said, I made sure I got a divorce. Now, meantime, and in between time, she's going to pick up her girlfriend because they're all going on a ride to harass Rich. And like I said, at first, I was with it. I ain't with this no more. Because him being honest and having that candid conversation with his sister really let me know, and probably a lot of y'all know, that this is just some bullcrap that she's doing to, make the segments pop, I guess. Because he said she walked through it with him. She knew about the divorce. And now she trying to play like she don't know. She getting all the crew together in the car, a bunch of hoodlums in the car, in my opinion, and they riding to Rich's house. They look outside, okay? Then they told me they gonna go up to the door and pop off. Okay. Okay, there isn't such thing as called conceal. You know what? Protecting your own home. You can roll up if you want. Roll up if you want to. You don't know who carrying. And if you are taking care of your home and you making sure that you know what, Auntie, get off of it. I'm just saying, roll up if you want to. So they leave the house. She said, we're going to go to the gym where he's supposed to be. We going to the gym where he's supposed to be. So I'm like, okay, come on, let's ride. Let's go to the next stop. In between there, they asked her, did you do anything with him? And she said, he basically, was chomping on the front and chomping on the back. And I said, so he turned you out. This why you running behind him, because you were 17 years old when you went to jail. He done turned you out. So you didn't reciprocate. You think that's cute. But your aunt, I'm sure, fully aware that he turned you out. And so now you hunting them down. Like a bounty hunter. Bounty hunter. Because you turned all the way out. He done turned you out. So now you obsessed with him. He didn't even have to do all the other stuff with you. That was enough. Hey, there's Sugar 4847. Hey, girl, what's the tea? Anybody else come in? Who else came in? Hey, Pamela Cleveland. I got to shout my members out, y'all, because they sticking with me. They sticking with me. And I'm just like, okay, so you lost and turned out. Yeah, you turned out. So she says she going down to the facility to go, find out what he's been doing and whether or not he divorced it. She just want to know whether or not he want to be with her. He was incarcerated. So maybe if you had stand down and you will find out what's going on, you would know he was in jail for 6 days, 6 or 7 days. But no. The aunt already said she young. This her real first boyfriend, right? In like forever. So she's absolutely immature, dumb, don't know anything, right? But she know that she into Rich. She goes down to the gym facility, and guess where Rich is? Where he said he was going to be. Rich ain't lied to that girl. He right where he said he was going to be. So what's the problem now? Everything he said he was going to do, he did. He is divorced, and you know it. He said she was the one that was encouraging him and asking him about it. But now when we get on WeTV, because there's no more drama in y'all relationship, you making up. I ain't saying Rich a good guy. I ain't saying he's the bee's knees. I ain't saying he's the catch of the day. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is you making up fake stuff to have a storyline instead of trying to enjoy the man and get to know the man for who he is. And the audacity of you and your family to judge the man for being locked up for marijuana when you and your go to the next couple, auntie, because you ain't even got to, you don't even have to go there. You don't have to say nothing. You ain't gotta say nothing. The next couple that I can't even pull them out without laughing. Let me tell you, Bonita is a whole hoot. And even though you don't want to laugh, you find yourself laughing. Child, we is downtown at the skating rink. And God is still down there riding around. Bonita is in the car tweaking because she knows some stuff is going down, honey. She says she feel like she can't breathe. She feel like she's going to throw up. Her stomach is jumping, right? All senses is on 100 for Bonita, right? Because she knows some bull crap going on. Because she saw the car in the parking lot. But like I said, she keep pulling on. Boo, just lay for a while. Just lay. Just take your car seat, put it back, okay? And if it ain't the guy you put back, grab it on the left hand side, and you know what I'm saying? And just, until it go down and spark the joy out, right? So she so So she like, I know some going down and all of that. In the meantime, Goddess is at the skating rink and the mother come over. Miss, I don't know what's going on with that. That child, them finger waves look like a perfectly curated beehive. I just can't. And so I'm just like, okay, what's going on? So we get the two of them together. And the mother was like, what's going on? She was like, hey, ain't nothing. She said, yeah, the mom want to talk to y'all about something, you and Bonita. So this is the first that Goddess is hearing about it, right? And so after Goddess is talking about it, he come over there, right? Because the mother is about to snitch. She's saying too much, but she had already said she was going to say something about it. So he comes over, interrupts the conversation. She was like, yeah, your mother almost bust you out, right? Your mother almost, gave a little bit. So of course, now he got to do this expeditiously. He gonna have to quickly get this done. Okay. So basically, he contacts Bonita and let Bonita and Goddess know, I want y'all to meet one another. Now, Goddess is saying she don't know Bonita, right? But she just knows she the baby mother. But she said, if there's something going down, Bonita gonna tell it because that's what women do. And it is. If a man is sitting up there playing a whole bunch of games and you get your two women together and they two intelligent women halfway, they ain't even got to be all the way intelligent. They just got to be halfway and street smart. They going to tell you what's going on downtown with the man because at the end of the day, they ain't got nothing to lose. So Bonita is getting herself ready and everything. And she's like, okay, I know something going down. So she gets down to the restaurant, okay, which is down there, Old Town, because that's where because I noticed that it had like the brick streets and stuff like that, and that's in the right there by the water in Baltimore. So they decided they're gonna meet down there. So Bonita gets there first and everything, and the reservation was in Damon's name, and so she gets in there, right? Damon shows up with Goddess in the car. And I don't know why, and I may be wrong and ignorant and too old to be saying this, but I'm going to say it. Goddess thinks that she the head be in charge. She's not. Bonita's in charge of the girls and the boys. But for some reason, Goddess has taken this position like I'm the one that's in charge. Okay. So he tells God, they pull up to the restaurant. Goddess is like, let's go in together. He like, no, let me go and do something. So he got to go in there and tell Bonita, what's going on. He orders 2 lemon drops and 2 bottles of water. And then he goes outside and get Goddess. So Goddess comes in. Her little waist was just about that big. And so Goddess comes in and Bonita is looking like, okay, here you go. It's all connecting. So she comes in and she's like, he like, this is God. She said, oh, so your name. So Bonita looking like, oh, so your name Goddess? She's sitting down in the stool because remember she arrived first. Gigi tells her, I want to sit across from Damon. Can you move? Now I know I can be petty when I want to be petty. I'd have told her, hell no. Sit your ass in the corner. I'm sitting where I'm sitting. But Bonita was like, I'm gonna go along with the shenanigans. I'm gonna go along with the foolishness because I got about a plan. I want to really see what's going down, and I admire her that for that because I would not have gotten up. So Bonita gets off the stool. She gets onto the other one, and of course, y'all know when it's about to pop off, right? You only keep one leg on the stool. So I was like, Bonita about that life because you know how to square up, you know how to position your body, and you know daggone well both your knees ain't bent. When you got somebody else coming in there, you always keep that one leg on the floor and the booty on the wall. It is what it is out there in them streets. So she gets so Damon is trying to explain I wanted to bring both of y'all together, whoop, whoop, whoop. He didn't even get to that. Because God has said, I love you. And Bonita said, oh, you love him? And dashes water in his face. He trying to laugh it off like, what in the world? Bonita is constantly dashing water in his face. She took the whole bottle, and had the bottle. I know I'm wrong for that, but she was in this little ass. And it's she had that face. She takes the content of what's left in there, pours it into another glass, and dash his ass. And God is sitting there like, ooh, oh. He said, we need to talk about, I don't know how they understand him. We need to talk about, Bonita said, we'll talk later. So Bonita gets up to walk out. And so Goddess was like, okay, I'm liking this. She said, basically, this just let me know that the two of y'all are still dealing with each other. And again, like she said, the woman gonna tell it. So Bonita is out of there. Goddess gets up and tries to stop Bonita from leaving. He tell Goddess, why you going behind her? You let her. Key word, you let her throw water up in my face. You ain't gonna make me fight that girl. What was Goddess supposed to do? Check Bonita? He wanted them to be beefing? He wanted them to be fighting? Is that what he thought when he said, you let her throw all of that up? She a grown woman. You invited her. This is how she decided to handle the situation. She done found out about me. I done now found out about her. I understand that there's some shenanigans and some foolishness going on with you. She had already told him when they was at the skating rink. You was intentional about letting me know what was going on with you prior to you getting home. And so he was like, well, no, you just knew I was in cell block D, on such and such row. You knew what was going on. She said, but still you was intentional and you lied about the tea party. Because she asked Bonita about the tea party. Bonita said the tea party was at my house. Remember she tried to FaceTime him and he intentionally said it wasn't working? Them iPhones, if they don't do nothing else, they're going to work. Unless you got an iPhone 10. But he wanted Goddess to jump on Bonita. For what? I think that a lot of women, not all, but I think that a lot of women are over it. Bonita got in that car. Goddess was like, wait a minute, we should talk. Wait a minute, let's talk. So Goddess goes and gets in Bonita's car. He outside running around the car looking stupid. Talking about the girl almost drowned him. She got him soaked good. Bonita like, lock your door, lock your door, lock your door, lock your door. He come over to the car. She rolls down the window, and girlfriend got a whole nother bottle of water that she throwing at him because you ain't got to play these games. You don't have to play these games. You could have came and said what it was that you needed to say. You could have been upfront while you was in jail and let me make a decision about this relationship. Point blank into the period. That's it. That's all. The games was completely unnecessary. So her and Goddess pull off, and they now know, okay, we're going to have to join up. We're going to have to be like Transformers, and we're going to have to join up with each other to get down to the nitty gritty of it. They go down to a restaurant that's a couple of blocks down the road, and they tell him to come. And now we're going to get down to the bottom of what is going on in this freaking relationship between the three of them. If he was a real man about himself, right, he could have very, very easily just been upfront. I want to be in a polygamous relationship. That's it, and that's all. But no, he won't play the games. Now, yesterday, hold on, y'all. Yesterday, I polled y'all. Let me start a poll. Y'all know we have the same poll. Let's rate the episode. Okay. Setting it up. We got one more couple. All right. Got the poll running. Y'all let me know. Okay. So let's go to our last couple. Kirsten and Brady. So as we all know, Kirsten went last week down to Corey's house and showed her complete and tried to pull the I'm the stepmother card. Corey suggested, yeah, I think it's time for you to go ahead and get out. Kirsten gets in the car and she not satisfied. She knew she was dead wrong for how she approached Corey. So the next thing you know, she back at Corey's door. So Corey told her flat out, she let her back in, which I would not have. I think the only reason why she did was probably because of production. So Corey lets her know, I'm not going to allow you to sit here and tell me what to do with my children. Stepmother or no. And basically, you married him. It's by default. Ain't like y'all had no real relationship. You married the mother while he was in jail. So it ain't like you really got no real relationship with him. But okay, I'm going to stand down and I'm going to let you talk your bull crap and do what you do with the woo whoop and the boo boo. But what we're not going to do is sit here and act like you can come over here and tell me something. You coming over here to do Brady's job. And she like, I really want us to have this relationship. And I was just concerned about, Brady getting time. She was like, my girls ain't comfortable. That's point blank and simple. And if he wants to have time with my girls, he needs to do that. He needs to initiate that. Matter of fact, what's going on with the child support? What's going on with the child support? If you want to come down here and have a conversation about something, let's talk about the child support. How about we do that? She's saying that Kirsten is saying she basically still want to have a relationship with Corey. And Corey 50-50 about it. But Corey is smart enough to let her, to make sure that she don't know her hand before she throw out her cards. And I like that about Corey. Corey say the right thing at the right time to make you think that it's okay. But she told her he hasn't spent any time with these kids, and you got to understand. I was with this month during his worst time. I was with him when he was strung out, and so were my kids. So don't bring your not on the chin ass up in my house, talking all of that yickety yang yang smack and that bull crap. Don't do it. Don't do it. So Kirsten, of course, have to back down. Whatever you and Brady decide to do, you right. He gonna have to do the, it herself. I just want us to be friends. As soon as she walked out that door, Corey called him. Your bitch came down. Your bitch came down here with a whole bunch of bullcrap trying to do your dirty work about these girls. And he was like, I told her not to come down there. So Corey was like, what? He was like, yeah, I told her not to come down there. I told her, don't come to your house and start that mess. She was like, look, she did, but she can't tell. It's your responsibility with these girls. Corey has already basically laid out the line and told us this man ain't never did nothing for his kids. When he did have them, they were at his parents' house and they were the ones taking care of them. This mofo wasn't doing nothing for these kids. He don't have no relationship with these kids. He got to build that. Then she said that he be trying to be controlling, and we can see that he is that type of person, right? She not making it up, because when they was at the pool, he was like, yeah, I need to be the one that discipline them and all that. No, you don't. You just coming into the picture. But Kirsten is the type of, oh my God. In my opinion, Kirsten is the type of woman that something will go on in her household and she will turn a blind eye and blame the child for the man. She just seems like she's that type of person to me, that it would be something tragic and something that didn't need to go down because of his desire to be in control of something. And I hope y'all reading between the lines of what I'm trying to say about this motherfucker. Anyway, so Corey was like, so are you clean? He was like, yeah. So she was like, so what you taking? You still on that Suboxone? What's going on? He said, I'm trying to wean off of it now. She said, basically, the Suboxone is a synthetic heroin. Now, I looked it up and it's not. It is not. Let me see if I can find up the lookup that I did on it. It is not. Suboxone is not a synthetic heroin. Hold on, y'all, because I know I looked it up. God dang it. I looked it up. Hold on. I hate when I be using like the little search feature and then it don't show me what I looked up. Let me just search it again. Hold on, y'all. Be patient with me. It is not synthetic heroin, right? They said that Suboxone contains a partial opioid agonist and an opioid blocker. Heroin is a full opioid. Why I sound like I'm saying that wrong? That produces a much stronger euphoric effect and has a much higher risk of overdose. Okay, they said the key difference is that Suboxone activates opioid receptors while only partially, which helps reduce cravings and withdrawals while producing a ceiling effect that lowers the risk of respiratory depression. Heroin fully activates the opioid receptors. Okay. So it says while Suboxone is an opioid medicine, it is not heroin, nor is it simply synthetic heroin. It works very differently and is used as a treatment to help people recover from opioid addiction. If that makes sense. Do that make sense? I'm hoping that makes sense. Basically, it's not synthetic heroin, but it's still something he got to withdraw from. And he said that he's been trying to get off of it, but he's been struggling with it. And I think at the end of the season, we're going to get a black screen with some white words that's going to say Brady back on it. Because Brady is struggling. And he don't need the crap from Kirsten. He just don't. He don't need her in the business. She seems like she's one of them type of people that drink a whole bunch of coffee, signifying in the neighborhood on the front porch with the grass uncut. What you say, Miss Pam? Hold on, let me see what Pam's saying. That means that no one should be in a relationship with him. I absolutely agree with you saying, Sugar. I think her name is Danielle. Oh, you talking about something totally different. Every time I come to Sugar, she be talking about talking to somebody in the chat. Taylor said it activates the opioid receptors, so it gives people the partial feeling. Absolutely. That is what's happening. He's still addicted. And he's having a hard time getting off of this. So he exchanged one vice for another, in my humble opinion. And that's why her kids don't want to be around her. And for the two of them to say to her, we thought you was faking that the kids was sick. Nobody uses their kids like that to get out of seeing him. Nobody. She told him he needs to try to develop a relationship with the girl. She said, but you so focused on Kirsten that you can't be there for the girls. Where's the lie? I'm looking around. I don't see the lie. She absolutely told the truth about the situation. She did. She didn't tell no lie. Brady is still addicted to drugs. And now he got this bossy ass woman. So he basically has a conversation with Kirsten while she's filming for the show, trying to act like, she's mommy dearest. What you saying, Dominic, sweetie? Natasha said Kirsten is fully aware she's too self-absorbed. Sweet Dominique said, I'm surprised the kid's dad didn't have a big issue with this because who is he to try to discipline anyone else's children? He can't even manage himself for his own responsibilities. Absolutely. He calls her and say, why did you go down Corey house? I told you not to go down there. And now she mad. But she soon realized she was wrong. Corey said, I give their relationship a 75% chance of working. To me, that's too high. I wouldn't even do 50-50 with them. Because Brady he's still on drugs. Unless Kirsten is an enabler. That is the only way that this relationship, in my humble opinion, would do a 75% success rate. is if she's an enabler and she's willing to go through what Corey went through for years. Ain't no way. I ain't got it to do. I don't want a drug. I don't want somebody that's on drugs, y'all. I just don't. And I know daggone well I don't have the patience to do it. Okay. So let me get the results from the poll. Oh, good. Y'all did very good tonight. 87 people. That's fantastic. Thank y'all. Here's the results of the poll. Y'all at 4 stars, y'all gave it 57%. 57% of y'all said that this was a 4-star episode. 24% of y'all said that it was a 3-star episode. 14% of y'all said it was 5 stars, while 5% of you all said it was 2. And that was 87 votes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Gosh, that was a lot. I usually stop at 50, but I'm so glad that 87 of y'all voted. Thank you so much for that interaction. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to a content creator. So let me tell you what I rated this episode. 3 stars. I gave this a 3-star. I would have given this a 4-star if we had seen more from Rich and Felicia, and if we had gotten further down the road with Charlie and Hillary. I thought that this jail scene and all of that was unnecessary, especially given that this is one episode before the season finale. It was too much time spent down to the jail and her walking around like a peacock with his bullcrap on. I think that we should be going further into the season. We at the, like I said, one episode before the season finale, and we ain't seen the confrontation outside. They got to start withholding information from us, making us wait months for it. Bonita, Damon, and Goddess saved the episode because if it wasn't for them, can I be honest with y'all? Can we talk for real? If it wasn't for Bonita, Damon, and Goddess, I would have absolutely given this a 2-star. What are you waiting for to show us the real deal, Holyfield? We want to see what's going on. Now, next week is going to be crunch time. And then what we got to do? We got to sit and wait? No, don't give me this half-baked, y'all know I want to say something else, episode and think that I'm going to be satisfied. That I'm telling you, the only reason why I came up off of a 2-star was because of them. Kirsten and Corey was just an extension of what she did last week. We could have saw her go out the house and come back in on the same episode. Cut all of the bullshit out, all of the fluff, and give us what we come to look at on Fridays. It's a sacrifice on Fridays because we could be at a restaurant. We could be anywhere we want to be. We could be anywhere we want to be on a Friday, but we looking at this and you hold it to do what? Give us a bunch of cliffhangers next week? Some of these storylines can be wrapped up. And I think that we wait until this, what, July? I think we wait till damn near December for it to come back. 3 stars. This couple right here is the couple that brought it up, I'm telling you, from 2. Now, we have a good time watching it because it's live and we don't know what's going to happen. But they got to do better. They got to do better. When they said that, when we were watching it on Friday, and thank you everybody that watched it with me. When they said that this was the next week is a season finale, I said, what the? So this need to be fired. This should have easily been 5 stars. So that the finale would have been 5 stars. So they get 3 out of me. So it was how many? What was the percentage for the 3 stars? To the 24% of the people who agree with me, thank you. It was all the way. All the way 3 stars. And they have saved this season. Because why didn't we see they gonna wait until the last minute from what we saw from the clips. They gonna wait till the last minute for us to see Cyrus talk to the guy. What's his name? Jaden, Justin, whatever his name is. They gonna wait until the season finale for them two to have a conversation with each other? Are you serious? We waiting that long? Is Kaylee and Michael over? So they gonna cram all of this into an hour and a half? Do better. Do better. We are faithful to this freaking show. And they need to do better by us. And Charlie and Hillary, like I said, too much time at the jail. Too much time, period. I don't want to see him putting on eyeliner. They think he's funny. He's pathetic, in my opinion. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate all 1,000 of y'all who are in the chat and always show up for me with love at the lockup. Y'all have a great night on purpose. Bye, y'all.